So I was just at the gym and I open Instagram and this is the first thing I see. Yes, allegedly we're getting a UTAT in August of 2025 and my jaw absolutely dropped, and then I'm not gonna lie, I almost started jumping around for joy like Elon Musk. But this was just at first glance. I had to do a double take on that price per piece ratio and holy crap, this is awful. And I mean, as you guys know, I'm not one of those people that's very intense on price per piece because I know bigger pieces cost more and smaller pieces cost less, etc, etc. But $150 for 800 pieces is absolutely insane. This is probably going to end up being the highest price per piece LEGO Star Wars set we have ever seen before. It's really going to be just under 20 cents per piece if this is the true piece count and the true price point. And I know I'm starting off this huge leak very negatively, but the price of this set is the elephant in the room and definitely needs to be talked about. And yes, it's obvious to expect that this set is going to have lots of big pieces like plates on the outside to cover up the vehicle. And I'm also going to go so far to say that it's probably going to have a fairly big custom cockpit piece or windshield piece, whatever you want to call it. And these things are all great. I mean, it's obviously going to have large pieces, but a near 20 cent per piece price ratio is not anything we've ever seen before. That's borderline unacceptable. Usually with sets like this that have large pieces, the price per piece is about 15 cents, but 20 cents, insane. I really hope some of these numbers are going to end up being wrong. But let's actually take a look at the positive side of things. I think it's going to look great. I mean, LEGO has been top notch on most of their models recently. They're highly detailed, very well made and sturdy, so I'm expecting nothing less with this set. I think it's going to look very, very good, and I'm going to go so far to say that the build itself is going to meet our expectations, and that's just the build, not the price point. Now, with only 800 pieces, I honestly can't really make a good judgment on how big it's going to be. I mean, most people would probably just think that it's going to be roughly the size of the 2022 AT-AT, but at the same time, that set has over 1,000 pieces, so with this one having 800, it's kind of just hard to predict how big it's going to be. But despite its size, I think it's safe to assume that it's going to be detailed, it's going to look good proportionally, and with the shaping and everything, and it's obviously going to have an interior, but it might just be small and overpriced. Again, I really hope these numbers are wrong. Now, as for the minifigures go, yes, the description of the Instagram post from Brick News says that it's going to have at least 2 Galactic Marines, which is great and also obviously expected with a UTAT. I mean, LEGO has made some very dumb decisions with Star Wars sets in the past, but I don't think they'd be dumb enough to not include Galactic Marines in a UTAT. Now, I'm kind of worrying why all the leakers are saying it includes at least 2, because obviously with this price point and this set and just these figures that we've wanted for so many years, you would want more than 2 of them. And if there were more than 2 of them, I think the leakers would probably mention that. They'd say like at least 3 or at least 4, etc, etc. So the fact it says at least 2 does kind of worry me, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if there are more than 2. And as for the other figures go, obviously we need Ki-Adi-Mundi and Commander Bacara, and I'd expect all of these figures to look good. Ki-Adi-Mundi probably being the only perfect figure. The clone troopers are a bit different because I think the helmets are going to look good, but they're gonna have printed waist capes. It's just something we need to accept now. I mean, obviously in a perfect world, they'd have actual cloth waist capes, but we know how LEGO's been the past few years. Just expect printed ones on the Marines and also Bacara, if Bacara is in this set, and he actually might not be. And the reason I say that is because if you notice a pattern the past few years with LEGO and clone troopers, actually not even with clone troopers, they're actually doing this with Captain Enoch too. But basically what I'm saying is that the big named trooper or captain or commander does not come in the large set, and then a few months later, they make a battle pack with those troopers and that named character comes in the battle pack. Yes, I know this might be an insane reach, but I think it's still a valid prediction to make that Bacara might not be in this set, and then like January of 2026 we might get a Galactic Marine battle pack, but I'm probably delusional, I don't know. But if LEGO keeps on following this pattern like what they did with Captain Vaughn and then Captain Enoch, that's safe to assume, maybe. Now the last thing I want to talk about with this set is the price point again, but not for it being overpriced, but because it's going to be $150, which is the same price as the MTT that just leaked. That's also for August, and I haven't gotten any confirmation on this from any leakers, but it's kind of raising some questions, like maybe the $150 set is either going to be this UTAT or the MTT, because LEGO usually never releases 2 large sets for the exact same price in the same wave. And if we're going off of past patterns, it is kind of worrying because it either means one of these sets doesn't exist, or in a perfect world, one of them would get pushed back to September and the other one would release in August. Or maybe LEGO will switch up how they do things and they'll release 2 $150 sets in the same wave. Alright, so I had literally just got done editing what you've seen in this video so far, and I thought I was done, and then I opened Instagram and there's 2 more leaks that popped up in the last 10 minutes, and one of them is a 327th battle pack with 258 pieces and a retail price of $40, releasing on August 1st, and I'm not going to talk about this too long, but I assume it's going to be a super battle pack like the one we got this year, except for some reason it's $10 more, which is very disappointing. No idea what the builds could be, but hey, apparently we're getting getting a 327th Super Battle Pack next year, and I guess it could potentially have Commander Bly. Now, this next one, though, is very, very weird. A new Turbo Tank, set number 75414, with 350 pieces and a retail price of $50. And this was posted by BrickTap. Like, this seems like complete BS, but this is posted by one of the most reputable leakers in the community. So I'm really confused what's going on here. In the description, he claims it's not a MIDI skill set, and also in the post it says 7+, so it's not a 4+ set. So I guess we're gonna get a little dumbed down $50 Turbo Tank. I honestly have no idea what's going on. This might end up being fake. The 327th Battle Pack is definitely believable, but a $50 Turbo Tank with 350 pieces that's not 4+ or a MIDI skill set is very weird. So I'm really just not gonna say anything else about this. I'm just gonna see what plays out. Okay, I just opened Instagram again to triple check, make sure I didn't miss anything, and there was something else I missed. A $200 18+ ATSD with 1,513 pieces, which also comes from BrickTap. I honestly have no idea what to say. It looks like 2025 is just gonna be an insane and absurd year for LEGO Star Wars. $50 turbo tanks, UT-ATs and Galactic Marines, and the UCS ATSD getting remade out of all sets. This is absolutely insane. I'm doing my best to report on any of these. I really hope this is all for today. So let me know what you think about these down in the comments below. If you're new, please consider subscribing. And if you want to check out more videos, you can see them on the screen right now.